Welcome to the Wolfkeeper, a show that's just about everything that you can maybe think about, everything that you can feel that's inside of your heart. What I need for you to do right now is spend the next hour relaxing. Just stop your day before you go into 12 o'clock. And I just want y'all to close your minds, open your hearts, and relax and go on this journey with me. It's a beautiful place that you're about to go, because I want to make you feel, I want to just open you up and think about some things you never really thought about. Right now, the Wolfkeeper. Come on. Good morning, y'all. Come on. It's the Wolfkeeper show. Get ready. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. It's the Wolfkeeper show. Your boy, Torriano Sanzoni. Yeah. Chanelli Nell. My boy Tyrone Scott somewhere rocking the Doogie Dogs. Denzel's in his house. Shacky Shack. And for all the people out there that love us, we love you back. Thank you all. Get ready for an amazing show with the Wolfkeeper. Get ready. Here we go.
In all of them, you don't have to be, trying to keep up with everything. Just kind of, know the basics, see what's out there. Like personally, I'm not on TikTok, but I do keep up with trends because I know a lot of my clients are on TikTok, and I have to. I mean, it's part of my job is to know what's happening and how is it convenient for them, and how is it beneficial for their business. So yeah, I do that. I don't necessarily use it for my own personal, but I do it because I need to see what is the latest and greatest.
And you know what too? I mean, just using my testimonial, we're doing 14 different social media platforms. So, and my school of thought is that we want to grab as much digital real estate as possible. And I can say that for my competitors out there, because it is a lot to manage. It's overwhelming. But I look at it like going to the gym. At a certain point, I'm just accustomed to lifting that kind of weight. Kind of like we're doing these daily podcasts.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
Yeah, and you thankfully you have the capability of doing it. You do have Chanel, you have Rejoice, and you have a really good team behind you. And if you do have a great team, you're able to do that, and that's amazing. But for a lot of people who just have a small business and they don't have if they have a smaller budget than 2,500, then you need to start picking and choosing, because you can't really do all that.
Absolutely. Would you say though, going into 2021, I just think I like to feed the hard medicine that two things. One, I'm predicting a complete collapse in retail. I mean, they're saying 830 brick and mortars are closing per day. I feel like people are going to be forced to be online, and then to sell something online. I don't care what it is, whether you're selling, scarves that you knitted, whether you're selling dog training, or you're selling whatever service you're selling. Do you think that philosophy might change totally, where people are going to have to be a lot more dominant online and utilize more than just Facebook and Instagram?
If you're not online right now, especially after the whole COVID, you're going to be left behind. And that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because retail was doing pretty good before this. And the reason why is because of Gen Z. Gen Z grew up in the digital space. So they actually looked forward to in-person, in-store customer service, talking to salespeople, because they were so tired of being online. They were tired of going shopping on Amazon or whatever retailer, and they were really, really happy to get the in-store experience. But of course, now it's different. It seems like we're reverting back. So unfortunately, if you're a business and don't have an e-commerce store, you need to do that, like, soon.
Or you won't be around. You're not gonna.
Yeah.
Just being draconian about it, that if you don't grab as much digital real estate as you can in whatever category you're you're in, whether you're a retail store, whether you're a restaurant, whether you're a barber shop, if you don't, because all things considered equal, I mean, when that person goes in, Google searches aren't going anywhere. So if you Google search someone and they're popping up 4 or 5 different times, we're constantly, I mean, we're not even just, we can talk about this I love talking about social media. That's why I love
and it's great because you bring an excellent point. And so if you don't have an e-commerce store, you better use social media to get people to call you, or, I know we're still doing social distancing in a lot of states, but you still need people to come in store if you're able to do that. If it depends on state law. But if you are able to get at least 10 people in a store at a time, that's something good. But you need social media marketing to do that, because otherwise people are not going to know, and you're in this limbo. It's like, should I kind of go? I don't want to waste a trip. Can I look them up and call them? Or, is there an ad? And I usually, again, I'm in the Batavia area, and we have a beautiful downtown. There's a lot of cute shops there. And so I follow them on Facebook and on Instagram, and they're always saying, all right, I'm not open today, but I'll be open tomorrow. And I'm like, great. They use social media to let us know on a daily basis what they have in store. For instance, I follow this cute boutique in Batavia, and I'm always wondering if she's open or not. But she's constantly putting up clothes that she's got in inventory. And you have to be creative too. Even if you don't have an e-commerce store, she actually did virtual fashion shows. And she was selling stuff, and she was like, all right, this is it for $10. Like, who has it? And then you put your bid in on your Facebook chat, and she was selling. She sold $300 worth just by doing a virtual fashion show online. So you have to be creative. Even, like I said, you don't necessarily have to have an e-commerce store, but use social media to bring awareness and bring sales. This is your opportunity to be creative.
So, Miss Rivera, we got to pick teams right now. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Oh dear.
You get to pick a team, and then we're going to write virtually, no paper, all verbally, social media campaign against one another. All right, I'm gonna let you pick who you want to represent, and then I'll take the other person, and then we're going to say our strategies and go head to head right now. Ready to rumble?
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Ready to pick?
Okay. What are the choices?
You can pick our boy straight from Delaware, East Coast. People love him. Down with the B-Rock. Joe B. Biden and Kamala Harris.
Oh God.
Or East Coast 2 coming in at a 6'6", 290 pounds. Donald Trumpy Trump and our boy Pincey Pence.
You know, I'm gonna go with Trump. I'm gonna go with Pence.
You gonna represent Pence?
Yep, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Because there's a lot of fixing that needs to happen.
Oh, I was not expecting that one. Okay, all right.
I know, throw you a curveball, right?
Wow. Okay. Which one? You want to go first with your strategy, or should I go first?
All right, you go first.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, this is gonna be crazy.
Look at her coming out just like boom. Give me the most hated, and you go first. All right. Social media wise, I totally. Whoo, honestly, Joe and Kamala, they got. I mean, right now, man, we're getting killed with the memes. The memes are going nuts. I'm seeing so many. I got to get over to Joe Ho. They killing that one. That made me. I'm not even a big fan of them, but I'm just like, damn, they hitting with the Joe Ho. So what we would do probably right away.
I know.
Damn, Bentley's even saying, think of something great, Negro.
Yeah, he's just.
You caught me off guard because they have a tough. This is a Toriano stomper. What would I start with? They got some, man, they're in a tough. You know what? I get it.
They are.
What I'm gonna do, know what I'd have to do? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a Joey Joe fan. I mean, I was, but they killed him with I'm gonna say for our team, we got killed with all the little memes, and the social media is real.
I know, almost immediately. It was crazy. It was crazy. I was like,
the memes. I'd have to. We're gonna go with a small ground attack. We're gonna do we're gonna jump on that bussy bus with our mask on, and we gotta do like 20 people. That's where we're gonna get you. We're gonna hit you with the 20-person one-on-one town hall meetings, and he has to show, because I saw him live, and I won't even lie, he made me cry. He's in person, he's a beast. He's a animal. He will make you cry when he starts, telling about, breaking down what he wants to do because he truly likes America. But that doesn't come across in our social media. So I'm gonna go with small, intimate settings, social distance, and I'm gonna go back and tell you about how I lost my wife, my son, to cancer, and how I was a single dad doing the thing. And really, I got to get you with the heartstring, but I got to go to Facebook Live, Instagram Live, one-on-one. That's the only way I'm going to catch you. Same thing and I would say the same thing with Kamala. They got to hit. We're gonna hit you all, with the small ground, and that's going to be difficult for you all. And that'll be difficult for you all because you can't go small like us. We're gonna go we're gonna do a whole bunch of little small. We're coming to Batavia. We're gonna do like Mankato, Minnesota, like Red Hill, Montana, like small and Facebook Live that's gonna go viral with 1 million hits. Boom, and you can't make that move.
good job. Good job. That's a great strategy, and I like that you're going small. You're going small. Yeah. I would have to go the complete opposite. We can't go small, but what we need to fix a lot of things. And I think I would have to start with making sure that everything is fact checked and, needs, and anything that comes out of their mouth has to be true. Can't just be making stuff up during interviews. We have to finesse the interview sessions, probably do a little less of that and do more of probably a lot of more TV ads, to be honest, but not bashing the other ones, more of working on his credibility, like their credibilities, because I feel like that's tanking or has tanked. Of course, Trump definitely has his loyal followers, so we would definitely want to do a lot of campaigning on those states to make sure that we keep them happy and engaged. The problem I have is trying to persuade other people, and I have to think through that. But right now, we would have to go to the loyalist and make sure they're doing.
You know what? Just
they could help campaign.
When you say that, I think that's going to be the trouble with beating Trump, because what was fascinating, and you can. I want you to chime in on this. When I did my own unofficial, I'm just fascinated with marketing. I'm even more fascinated with political marketing. It was close to, this needs to be fact checked. Chanel, I need to go Google this right now. I think it was like 15 to 20% Latinos that voted for Trump. It wasn't small. It was a big percentage. And then it was.
I don't know the number, so I'll have to check.
It wasn't low. It was definitely significant. And then I would ask Latinos, like, why did you vote for Trump? And then a lot of the parents were like, oh, that's all my kids talked about. So then I started asking Latino youth, like 18, voting age. And what was so interesting that kept coming up was, I liked his characters. And I'm like, you like the characters? What do you mean, like the characters? You know what they said?
Yeah. What does that mean?
He had Little Marco, Lying Ted, Crooked Hillary, Scared Jet.
Oh!
They remembered all his speeches because he kept coming up with all these. He was hanging, from a marketing stance, he was hanging these titles on you, which you basically would have to spend a whole bunch of money to shake the meme as fast as possible before it anchored you, which I and Hillary just never got rid of Crooked Hillary. She never did a great job.
No.
Shaking it off. Like she should have hired you and I to, like, hey, what do I do to get this off?
Right. Yeah, but it's so fascinating. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I realize Trump is very influential for the very thing you just said, his characters, and he speaks to you, and this is not an insult, but like fourth graders, like he just, it's a general thing that he does. He speaks to everyone in a level that everyone can understand, and it's literally like fourth grade level English. Again, it's not an insult. It's just like he uses simple words that everybody could understand, and some of his big ones are stupid and huge and tremendous and incredible. These are all words we all use.
Belkis, let me ask you this.
Words he understands.
Right. Yep.
I'm swapping teams. I'm putting you on Joey Jones and Kamala's team. So
okay.
On Trump's team. Here's your all first marketing project, because he came out already swinging hard and is saying nasty Kamala. So
yep.
You got to jump on that meme.
Can I tell you someone said, So when Biden announced yesterday that it was Kamala that, was going to be his running mate, someone on my Facebook said, I wonder how long it's going to take Trump to call her nasty. And people, they were making bets and they're like, we're thinking Saturday. And it's like, nope, it was 21 minutes. It took him 21 minutes to actually call her nasty. So it's just incredible.
What's your strategy?
These are things that we knew would happen. And and it's going to be hard to really ignore it, but we can't stoop to that level. If I was on the Biden Harriet's campaign,
are you going the Michelle route? When they go low, we go high.
Yeah,
it didn't work for Hillary. I don't know, Chanel.
What was that?
Would you go? You're saying use the when they go low, we go high theory.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to.
That's gonna work.
You have to, if you, and this is, I mean, you guys were talking about it, but it's kind of like, you put positive energy out, it's gonna come back to you. I feel if you put way too much emphasis on the negative energy that's been put out there, it's gonna drain you, and it stays away from the focus. Yeah. It defeats the purpose. And you have two types of people in the world, especially in the digital world that we're living in right now. You have reactive and proactive people. The reactive people tend to get angry based on certain things that are being said, and then they therefore participate. And then by the time you know it, and I've done it too, believe me, there are stuff that I read and I'm like, oh my God, that's not true. And I have to educate you. And then before you know it, I'd spend an hour having an argument with someone. Whereas I could have used that 1 hour to do something proactive, like listening to your podcast and learning something new,
Like I was telling Toriano when we first started the podcast, everybody is going to have something.
Exactly.
Something. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's bad, ugly, or it looks good. People wake up to live to try to drain you.
We're talking about becoming the freedom of the free world here. Denise said from Evanston, they're telling stories and their stories are damaging and destroying lives. Anything worth having is worth fighting for. We can't be soft and not in this and get in this arena. Belkis, what do you say about that? So will your client be considered soft by not? Nasty. That's like, man. Kamala, you nasty. I think you have to come out.
Yeah.
You can't. Just sit. Come on, Belkis.
Are we surprised though?
No.
Are we surprised?
I'm saying, I don't think that we can just let that happen. I think we gotta Denise just typed in, we cannot just roll over. This is a fellow black.
No, it's not rolling over. It definitely is not rolling over. And this is what I'm saying. We have to be proactive.
I always say too, you are what you answer to. So sometimes.
But I don't think. That's like saying, that's like saying kindness is a weakness. No, it's not, and this is why I'm really
my energy into something else.
Exactly. And this is why I'm saying you have to be proactive, and it doesn't mean you have to be soft. You don't have to really fight with words. You could just, when you're on your debate stage, then you could, throw the punches there. But no, and that does not mean to be silent. Absolutely not. It just means fight harder.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. It just means you have to, if you don't like who the president is right now, register to vote. Join a coalition. Hear other people's stories. Those are all proactive things instead of going back and forth with an argument on someone on Facebook.
So were you offended? What's your stance in, okay, let's rewind. Now, Kamala didn't get the job, right? Vice President nominee for the United States of America, Belkis, Cardona, Rivera. And they obviously have this fetish with building this wall, and they have a fetish with knocking the Latino that they're murderers, they're killers, they're out here destroying our world, they're bringing drugs here, that basically if we took every Latino out of America, we'd be all good. So are you saying then, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, you're saying that there's no retort to that?
Yeah, absolutely.
There isn't one?
No, there is one. I'm just not gonna retort to that person. You know, I'm gonna say, yes, there is a problem. And, you know, I'm more of a balanced person. Like, I do think there is a problem with illegal immigration. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's all Latins and all Hispanics. And that is something that we all need to do. And we've been doing this. It's not just this whole wall and Latin things. It's, you know, the Black community, and, you know, you think rioting and looting, and then you think racism, and only white people are racism, and that are racist, and that's not it at all. So we have to learn how to speak, and we have to learn how to write in order to actually clearly send this message that I'm with you in terms of the illegal immigration. That's a problem. I'm not with you thinking that it's all just Hispanics in Latin America coming in and they're all criminals. That's not true at all. You know, and once we're able to sit down, and I do believe, and this is why I say I'm bipartisan, that if we're able to get the opposite sides of the spectrum to sit down and talk about it, because it, you know, if you do, and I've talked about this with a lot of my Republican friends, and it turns out we're all on the same page. You know, if you clearly send your message out, know where your stance is, you'll be surprised on how many people actually think the same way. But because we're taking things digital and only our words, we're so used to talking to people, and when we talk to people, we tend to see their facial expressions, their body movement, their hand gestures. When you go online, that is taken away, and all you have are your words. And if you don't say it clearly, it is misunderstood. Amen. So when I have conversations with Republicans in real, you know, face to face, it turns out we are actually thinking the same thing, but we're not writing it the same way online. So that's a problem. That's a communication problem that we all need to do. And this is why I'm saying we can't be so reactive. We can't be so easily offended, because we need to understand each other, and we need to really, really listen and ask questions, because there's a lot of things that people say and I'm so confused why they say it. So I ask questions, and it turns out when I do ask questions and they, you know, give me their answer, I'm like, I didn't think about it that way. That does make sense, you know. But you had a conversation with Corey. I was listening from Corey from barkyours.com. You asked him a question about, you know, should people, you know, about STEM, should people learn a new skill in the digital world? Yes, but I think that skill needs to be writing. You have to improve your writing, because your writing says a lot.
Amen. Amen. And Belkis, you just made me, thank you for that. That was super duper powerful.
Sorry, that was a long answer.
Oh, that was an amazing answer. I mean, and you're right. I mean, the thing that went through my mind as you were talking, because we're talking about digital media, we talked about your skill set. I was able to talk about some things that I do with our company digitally. We talked about probably one of the most intense digital print media, radio, TV campaigns that the world is about to see ever. I mean, stay tuned for that. I want to follow up and bring you back, because you and I are going to be like commentators on that.
Yep.
But the thing that went through my mind, what can people do right now with their social media from a business stance? Because right now people due to COVID, due to Great Depression that's happening right now, due to racial wars that are happening globally, any kind of injustice wars that are happening globally, and one of the most intense presidential elections known to man is happening right now. What can a person do if they're business-wise or personal, are seeing like, oh wow, I can't believe that Max Williams just posted that on their social media about this person, and it's totally derogative, it's totally sexist, it's totally chauvinistic, it's totally every ism you can say, and I gotta go have a business meeting with him in a few minutes. You mean, like, should people defriend him? Should people not follow them? Should people turn off social media right now? Where should people be in their mindset right now with social media?
That's a great question. That's a great question, and I want to begin with a story because this actually happened a few weeks ago. But in Batavia, we have a Facebook group, What's Happening in Batavia, and so you kind of know basically what's happening, around town and businesses, stuff like that. And so somebody put this up and put screenshots of a particular business owner who does car decals, and his biggest clients are the local police departments. And he has gone on Facebook saying, he knows all these cops and he's really good at his job, which is great. But he went on his personal Facebook profile and started doing all these racial slurs.
Wow.
So, and I say this, I'm like, people don't know the line between
which
public and private.
Which group was he attacking?
The lines are blurred. Oh, it was the Black community, unfortunately. I mean, it was just full of it. Somebody posted all like these screenshots, right? And they're like, we need to figure out something. And sure enough, people were calling the police department. They were emailing the police department because they knew, like, they do business together. So the Batavia Police Department decided to go on Facebook on their own group or on their own fan page and said, we are cutting ties with this man. We are not aligned with his views. And sure enough, 6 or 8 different local police departments also follow. So,
awesome.
Moral of the story is 2 things. One, you are your brand. When you speak or when you write something on Facebook or anywhere on the internet, that's another thing. It's not private, even though you think it's private because it's set on private and only to your friends. If it's out there on the internet, it's public, period.
Wow.
Even if it's on a cloud, even if it's on Google Cloud. So you have to be careful with what you say. And again, I'm going to say, you are your brand. Just because you're a small business and you don't think, you think you're not going to get fired because you are your own boss, you can lose business just like that happened. And so I'm pretty sure, I would say maybe 70 to 80% of his business was all those contracts that he just lost. So just, be careful, be mindful, because your name is attached to your brand. And if you say something that does not align with your clients, you get the boot.
You just reminded me of something that my grandmama used to say. Be responsible for your words.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
And people are brave behind the keyboard.
People are brave behind the keyboard, but
yeah. And again, that's why I'm saying, if you want to learn a new skill, not even learn a new skill, but at least improve your writing skills, because your words do matter. People are listening.
Your words do matter.
I want you to think of your Facebook friends or your followers as your audience. Because they're scrolling and they're reading. And if they think you're worth enough to stop to read your, whatever you have posted, that it says a lot. So, please work on those skills. And that's all people have. We don't have those social cues. We don't have your facial expressions. We don't have your body language or your hand gestures. Your words is all that people have. And
you know what you keep making me think about? When they do the first presidential debate, will they have masks on?
Mm-hmm.
No mask.
I don't know, but you know what? I do. I have no idea. I don't know, but it'd be interesting to see.
What if they don't have masks on? They both get corona and die.
It could be. It's a possibility. It's possible. You know.
What's the constitutional?
That sounds an extreme.
Does it become?
I know, but let me tell you. I'll put my mask on, but I always hate it because I'm so used to listening. I know it sounds weird, but I listen to people by their facial expressions, and now that with the mask, I'm like, I don't know if what you're saying to me is genuine or not.
And you can make funny.
That's my only problem.
Funny looks with your face under that mask. I'm always concerned about that.
Yeah.
You can start reading eyes a lot more.
Well, yeah. You know what's so funny in the beauty industry? So a lot of people really quickly. Beauty industries, they're starting to see more sales on eyeshadow and makeup because that's all we have to look at versus lipsticks. Yeah. So lipsticks are not a hot item anymore. It's like your eyeliners.
We're going to see more smoky eyes.
Yes. You're going to see a lot of, eye art to express yourself.
You're going to be focusing more on your eye makeup now?
I try to do my little mascara and eyeliner.
That'd be an interesting thing to find out. Are lipstick sales down?
I love smoky eye though.
Lipstick sales down, eye makeup up. That'd be interesting to see.
Yep. Yeah.
What does that mean for us guys though? That leaves us just in the dust. Maybe
eyes now more.
Maybe you'll see with arched eyebrows. We'll be doing something. That'd be so cool. I like to see President President Trump and Vice President Biden with some arched eyebrows. I want to see some arched eyebrows, like real thin. Like open. Well, this has been super informative. I want people to really take serious social media. And two, would you agree? A person doesn't necessarily have to be a business to have a social media strategist, right? What if just hey, I just want to be fly online. I don't have a business. I work at the CTA, but I just want to have my social media, my Facebook and Instagram on fleek mode. Would you take them on as a client? Do they have to be a business?
No, they don't have to be a business at all. I mean, if they want to work on, again, you are your brand. So if you're a body, you're a brand.
Your brand.
That's it.
You are your brand. I love that. I love when you say that. And you are your brand. I've had a lot of fun today. I don't know about you, Belkis. I'm going to put you on the spot right here, right now.
I did.
Yeah. Will you come back? Will you come back soon?
Okay. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I want to double book you right now. I'm going to triple book you.
Oh my God, yes, please. I'm open.
we should do our own commentating because this year, and I know you love politics. I mean, I like politics. This year.
I mean, it's so hard not to be in it, right? Like it involves everybody. And I like knowing how people are communicating, what's so powerful, what's so influential, and, try to see how can we come together. Because right now I feel like we're just doing this all day on social media when we could actually be working together and making this a better country.
why don't we let's cover November 3rd election day. Let's boom. November 3rd.
Yes.
Podcast. Boom.
I love it.
Tuesday, November 3rd.
I love it.
Boom, boom,
Perfect.
boom.
That is perfect. I know. We should have a watch party.
We should have a watch party. We should have a global watch party. I'm loving this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this has been a fabulous show. We've just ate up a whole bunch of time and minutes. I want to thank Dana Humphrey.
I know.
Get the show.
Yes, Dana. Thank you so much. She's amazing, and
amazing.
I know, and she will be on tomorrow, and I will be tuning in tomorrow. So that'll be
Dana Humphrey on tomorrow.
Oh, Dana.
Yeah.
Dana's a beast. And then Belkis, you are amazing.
Yes, she is.
You are an expert at this.
Thank you.
Don't say that again, because I can talk to you. This is how our phone conversations go. First
Yeah.
we're on the phone for like almost 2 hours, and then T-Mobile just like shut us down 100%.
Shit, yeah, I know. They're like, that's enough of you guys. Stop talking about everything.
They can feel the movement.
I know.
All right,
Thank you guys so much for having me. Chanel, you're awesome. Toriano, you're awesome too.
Tune in tomorrow for Dana.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Belkis. See y'all. Chabela. There's one of you.
Bye, guys.
Awful dog in that shoe. Go out and love somebody. Peace. I'm Toriano Sanzoni.
Blessings, peace, and love, guys. Happy Wednesday. Make it great.
Happy Wednesday. Bye, guys.
All right.